We're back halftime of the Huskers matchup today against the Michigan Wolverines, and as we do every week, a chance to sit down with the president of the University of Nebraska, Ted Carter, who was, by the way, a former student athlete. What's something, President, people may not realize about what it takes to play sports at this level?
Well, first, I'm going to be very upfront here. I did not play at the level of which we see our athletes here at Husker Athletics play. But I was a student athlete at the Naval Academy. I got to play some ice hockey. And the one thing that was similar is it's a time management for you. I mean, I was carrying 19 to 21 credit hours. I was dating my wife. I was the editor of a school magazine, and I was a captain of the hockey team in 1981. And it was tough to keep up with the academics. But the one thing that I will say is I look forward to dressing and playing at the competition and playing for my teammates every time I lace my skates up. And that I still have friendships that have lasted decades. And, as I've been privileged to be here in Nebraska, I have such a great appreciation for our student athletes. They are truly remarkable. They have higher graduation rates. They're involved in the community. They have to deal with social media like the likes I never had to think about way back, 40 years ago. But I'm just really proud to see what our student athletes do here.
You have a special guest today that knows something about playing college athletics, someone who also currently leads and guides our Husker coaches, staff, and student athletes. I'll allow you to do the introduction.
Greg, the last person that needs an introduction today is Trev Alberts. Trev is the Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. He's here with us today. As a lot of our fans know, Trev is a veteran administrator and a college football Hall of Famer. Was an All-American on and off the football field as a Husker black shirt in the 1990s. After he graduated from UNL, Trev played for the Indianapolis Colts. Then after his NFL career, he served as an analyst on college and professional football for many different national networks, including ESPN. And then, of course, he came back here to Nebraska after spending 12 years at Nebraska-Omaha as their athletic director, guiding that program through a successful transition to Division I. And we're really fortunate to have him as our athletic director today, and I'm excited to have him talk to our fans a little bit about Husker athletics.
Fantastic. Trev, great to have you with us here today. We're busy. This fall season's well underway. Give us kind of an update.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just so proud of our student athletes. Ted mentioned our student athletes and what they participate in, and their success competitively is pretty remarkable. We see that every day, but the commitment they make in the classroom, graduation success rates, and community service is really, really remarkable. But, excited. Coach Rule obviously taking over a football program and taking some real positive steps forward, and really pleased with where the team is right now. And, you're building a program you're building from the inside out. And so I look at things like what does the defensive line look like and the offensive line, and so you're starting to see some progress there. Really proud of our defense. Special teams has taken a step forward, and then seeing some guys that last year didn't even make the travel roster now playing leading roles for the team, I think shows development. So pleased with Coach Rule. Obviously the volleyball program's just at another level. That event we had the privilege of doing outside Memorial Stadium, and Ted called it. I give him credit. We had that announcement, and I really thought if we could get 20 to 30,000 people, that's really awesome. That's what I thought. Ted stands up there and decides to tell them, we're going to sell it out. Unbeknownst to all of us, Ted was right. We did, and the fans made it special. Our staff, and Greg, we've talked about this internally a lot. I could not be more proud of 7 months of work. I'm not aware of a single thing that didn't go the way they had planned it, and that's because of their hard work. The good Lord gave us a great night of weather, and so John just has this amazing team, young team. Every time we do the starting lineup, I look at the other coach and like freshman, a freshman, and I'm thinking, my goodness, but they're so talented. Really proud of the soccer program. John Walker's got a great team too. If you love soccer, get out and support them. They've been ranked, knocking off ranked teams, really doing well there, and so it's been a great start to the fall season, and we need to keep it going.
Part of your job is also to oversee facilities. It's the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. The Go Big project is wrapping up, and there's some big things on the horizon as well.
Yeah, some of this has been out a little bit publicly so far this week already, and I'll tell you that the Go Big project, while we're still finishing it up, it really is a pretty cool facility, and 315,000 square feet. And that's really the catalyst. So right now we have the player-specific areas. We have the locker room, some of the recovery training room. That's completed. The rest, we're hoping by the end of the calendar year, slightly after that. That's when we'll get the training table, the rest of our student athletes involved. But as a result of that facility, it's really opened up some backfill opportunities within Memorial Stadium. And so really feel passionate about making sure that we have a stadium that's viable from a business perspective as well as infrastructure and just how it functions for the next 25 to 50 years. So we got a lot of work to do, but Husker fans have made Memorial Stadium just a great place. It's a place that just brings us together from all across our state. And it's always been our goal and our vision to have the greatest place to watch a college football game. And I know that what happens on the field matters too, but we need to do our part administratively to make sure that our fans get to experience that. And by the way, how can we look at this facility and activate it more than 7 Saturdays a year? It's such a great asset. And so President Carter and our Board of Regents have been very supportive in trying to rethink what the next 100 years of Memorial Stadium looks like.
Fantastic. Trev, thanks for being here today. President, any final thoughts?
No, I've had a chance to be in a lot of stadiums in my lifetime and did a lot at the Naval Academy. We also have a memorial stadium, and I think our fans should remember this is a memorial stadium. And obviously, 100th year, we're going to sell out 396 consecutive games by this year's end. And this is the one thing that this state comes together for. One thing. I mean, everybody's a Huskers fans, but Memorial Stadium is a special place, and it needs to be thought through for what it's going to look like here over the next 100 years. Proud to be part of it.
Good to see you. We'll talk on a Friday night next week. How about that? We've got more halftime coming up next.